Alrighty, welcome to another Vintage Cube team draft. We've got a special treat for you today. We've got the full squad. It is a 4v4. So it's an 8-player draft, which means we get to see 2/3 of the cube, something like that. And we get to play still our same 3 matches, but first team to get to 7 wins wins. All right, what do we got? We've got Fracture Identity, great card. Flexible, easily splashable, regardless of whether you're white or blue, and very powerful. We have Animate Dead. Also a really strong card, and it leads into the reanimator strategy, but is good without it. And then 2 lands, Bloodstained Mire and Vista. I would take Vista over Mire early, but I think I'm just going to take Fractured Identity. I really like Fractured Identity. I think that it's such a strong card that I'm happy taking it, and it's pretty flexible. Well, second pick is a Necromancy, as I think the best card in the pack, though. Primetime's also not bad. I've been drafting a lot of green-white mid-range recently, and Fracture Identity and Primetime both go well in those decks. There's also Restoration Angel, so it could end up in a Blink strategy. I think Resto's better than Sun Titan, so I'm not really looking to do that. Take Sun Titan. Had I taken Animate Dead, I think I would have really clearly just taken Necromancy. This pack has a bunch of comparable cards. Witness isn't bad either. Zagoth Triumph is also not a crazy pick. Honestly, I still think I'm just going to take the Necromancy. Also, there's a decent chance that Folero takes Animate Dead out of that pack, so taking Necromancy could help fight against that. This pack has Recurring Nightmare, which I actually really do like. I think Recurring Nightmare is a strong card. If you can get a bunch of creatures in your deck, you can really go off with it. There's also Impulse, which is a fine card if you're looking for specific combo pieces. There's Dark Depths. There's Lightning Helix. Trinket Mage is for people who have power, which I don't. Glorybringer is also good. I might just take Recurring Nightmare, though. Blue-Black, Reanimator, Splash, Fracture Identity is fine, or just like some Esper kind of mid-range sort of thing. Not a big chance Revelark wheels. I think maybe Impulse. Soul Hoarder might wheel. Not sure. This pack has Exhume, so I could go really hard. I could just take the 3rd Animate spell. There's also a Misty Rainforest. I think I'm going to take Misty. The reason I like taking Misty here is Exhume is a good card if you're going Turbo Reanimate. My main problem is it's not a good fair card because both players get to do it, whereas Misty, I think, is just going to be critical on casting spells. So I'm also kind of keeping Folero on the hook for Reanimate. I mean, there's a chance Folero first took like a good red-blue card and is now not taking, didn't take Animate Dead or Exhume, but could have taken both. Here I'm probably just going to take him to Turok. When you're heavy black, him is one of the rewards. Black, they discard 2. Little mini mind twist there. There's also Tireless Tracker, Emrakul if you had some combo pieces. I would like Ether Channeler to go with this Recurring Nightmare, but I think him is just too strong of a card not to take. Would it have been better to first pick Animate Dead with what has happened so far? Yeah, I guess so. But you can't always tell, right? Like, I think the fact that Fracture Identity was the pick, that is just how it be sometimes. Okay. Here we've got Tidehollow Sculler, which is certainly a good card. Also decent if you're Esper. It's a good disruptive card. Like, I could be black, white, splash, blue. There's Leovold, and I have Misty, which is a blue-green fetch naturally. Leovold is very good. Nothing else here is that enticing. Otawara is fine, but I mean, it's good. You always play it, but it's not worth high picking, I don't think. I think I might take Sculler. I actually like black-white a lot, and I think we have a pretty good start. Also, a cheap creature is good in your Recurring Nightmare decks. Obviously, I need to get like a Rafine's Tower to make this Misty Rainforest really pop, but even, something like a Watery Grave would go a long way. I do like Leovold. This pack, I'm going to get 1 card back. No, 2 cards back. There might be something coming back there. Oh, I'm going to have a hard time resisting. I think I'm going to take Ephemerate here. Ephemerate with Sculler is actually a combo. So you play Sculler. In response to trigger, you Ephemerate it. It leaves the battlefield. Can't return anything. Comes back in, you then Sculler their second best card, and now that goes under the Sculler. Then the first ability resolves and permanently exiles their best card. And then next turn, you can Ephemerate something else. There's also Mishra's Bauble, which is always a good card, especially with fetches, but I have a good start to Blink here, so I kind of like just doing that. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's take the Ephemerate here. Now I want to pick up like Wall of Omens, If that Revelar could wheel, it would be nice. Or Soul Herder, one of the two. Muldrifter, Grief would be like an unpassable card for me right now. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind this start. Here, this pack is pretty mediocre. There's Vampire Hexmage for if the Dark Depths wheels. There's Condemn as just an anti-aggro card, which is not unreasonable. I might just take Steam Vents. You never know what colors you're going to end up being, and having a fetchable blue-red land off Misty is fine. I think Condemn is going to be good against like one of the three opponents I'm going to face, and I'm going to start it in my sideboard, whereas if I end up, touching red for some reason, there's some powerful red cards that could get me there. Having Steam Vents, I think, will be worth a lot. I don't really mind missing out on Through the Breach. Oh, wow. So this pack has Elite Spellbinder, Kaito Dancing Shadow, and Ophiomancer. These are all great for this deck. There's also Frantic Search to go with my stuff, and a Yona to reanimate. Wow, this pack has everything I want. I'm kind of thinking I just take Ophiomancer. It's really good with Recurring Nightmare. I like Kaito as well. I like Spellbinder as well. I like all of these. But I found Ophiomancer to just overperform. 2/2 for 3, but at the beginning of each upkeep, you get a snake if no snake has if you don't have a snake in play. Oh, now I just take Chupacabra because it works really well with Ephemerate and Recurring Nightmare. Yeah. I like Sun Titan and all that, but... Oh, and Lark wheeled, and I have 3 small things and a Recurring Nightmare. Soul Herder didn't wheel, but that's okay. Lark is also a really good one to Ephemerate. When you Ephemerate a Lark, because Lark is, when it leaves the battlefield, you get all the triggers. I will probably still take Blood Tithe Harvester here over Adonto Vanguard. I have the Steam Vents. Blood Tithe is a discard outlet, and I think it's a pretty strong card. Adonto Vanguard doesn't fit my strategy at all. I don't mind passing Vanguard or Raging Ravine or Exploration. Those are all fine. All right, we've got a good Esper Blink start. We would like to pick up a Rafine's Tower. That would be pretty nice. Some Mana Acceleration would be good, or cheap. Basically, I need either some things like Thoughtseize or Grief, like really cheap Disruption, or Mana Acceleration. All right, well, there's a Talisman, though I don't know that Talisman's better than an actual black-white land. I think a black-white land is probably going to be too good to pass up, and Damnation is not exactly where I want to be. Oh, Silent Clearing Wheel too? Sure. I'll pass a Lear last pick. That's not a big deal. And last pick, Survival. Not a card I'm looking to play, but if the mana works out, I mean, I have a Misty, you never know. It's not crazy to consider playing Survival in this deck, honestly. And I got it for literal free. In fact, I didn't have a choice. Survival is going to end up in my pile no matter what. All right. I like where we're at. What do we got? Oh, Mox Sapphire. There we go. All right, that's perfect. And passing Underbound Adventure, Dothy Voidwalker, Reprieve is the best cards. Probably not going to wheel anything here. I'm not going to wheel Voidwalker or Reprieve. But I'm also not passing anything too great. And picking up a Mox is, of course, just what the doctor ordered here. All right, I feel actually pretty good about the Fractured pick here. I think given what I have, it might not even be worse to have Animate Dead. All right, what do we got next? Well, we have Scrubland, which would be appealing. We have Wasteland. We have Preordain. We have Felidar Guardian and Ledger Shredder. I might be Ledger Shreddering. It's really good with Recurring Nightmare or Necromancy because it's a discard outlet. It's a cheap creature to get back with Lark or to sack to Recurring Nightmare. I think it's better than Preordain once you look at... at this point, I think picking up the blue Mox and the 2 black-white lands, I feel pretty good about playing cheap blue cards. Passing up on a Wheel of Fortune and a Sylvan Library, and maybe we'll get back to Scrubland. It's not crazy to consider that. All right, here we have Watery Grave, which is going to be hard to pass up. There's also Grave Titan. I love Grave Titan. So we got this Fractured. So there's also Pylon and Liliana the Veil, but I think those are worse than these two. Do I want the 6-drop here? Problem is Watery Grave is so perfect. It's a blue-black land that adds another blue-black land thanks to the Misty. The Grave Titan's also really good, though. You know what? As much as I like lands, I actually think I'm supposed to take Grave Titan there. The problem with passing Grave Titan is a castable creature that's also kind of unfair when you reanimate it. Like, the combination of those two things makes it really hard for me to pass it, despite the fact that Watery Grave would be perfect, and I don't think it's going to wheel. But all I need to do is get one good fetchable with Misty, and I feel like I'm happy with that. Obviously, Rafine's Tower would be the best of those. What's going to wheel here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't think there's anything of interest going to wheel. Maybe, I mean, there's, I guess, a possibility that Bitter Blossom wheels. As of right now, this Blood Tithe Harvester is not making the cut. I don't think. All right, what do we got here? Oh, wow. So there's Muldrifter and Gristlebrand and Torrential Gearhook, Body Double, Custodial Shriekmaw. Both Muldrifter and Shriekmaw are pretty appealing. I think I'm going to take Muldrifter, though, because Muldrifter Ephemerate is busted. So is Muldrifter Recurring Nightmare. Shriekmaw's good, but I have Chupacabra already. So I think I got to take the Muldrifter. I'm not the Gristlebrand Reanimate quite as much. I don't even have a way to discard besides Ledger Shredder. And maybe one of these things will come back around, but I think Muldrifter is just too important. Also with the Revel Arc, just having a Muldrifter in your graveyard when you have a Revel Arc. Like if you evoke, turn 3 evoke Muldrifter, turn 4 cast Revel Arc off like a Mox or something. Goes a long way. Here, similar, I'm going to take Venser over Celestial Colonnade. I like Celestial Colonnade. I like Council's Judgment too. I even like Dark Ritual, but Venser works with Lark and Recurring Nightmare and Ephemerate also all too well. All too well. All right. Yeah, passing a lot of Esper cards here. I might get something back out of this pack too. Probably not Colonnade. Let's see, 4, 7. There's 3 cards left. The 3 weakest cards are definitely Metalworker, Woe Strider, and maybe Emery. Well, we'll see. Oh, Grief. Well, I can't pass that. Grief. Getting Grief 6 pick is a gift. Part of the reason I like 8-player drafts too. There's just like a lot more action happening. A lot more cards get opened, and maybe some of the cards that are, well, this isn't even a narrow card though, so I'm surprised I get it this late. But I'm gonna take it, passing up on Brainstorm and Darkslick Shores. But we've got an Ephemerate deck here, so I like where we're at. This pack is a kind of a brick for me. There's Dig Through Time, but I don't think this is a very good Dig Through Time deck. I have like 1 fetch and just a couple spells. I'm not going to be jumping a bunch of cards in my graveyard. I might just take Blue-Red Talisman. Maybe I'll splash Blood Tithe Harvester or some other red card. It's also a blue talisman to accelerate me to my 4s. I think that's okay. And this pack has Lurrus that doesn't have much to replay. Porcelain Legionnaire, K-Command, O-Ring. I really don't like O-Ring. I'm always worried that O-Ring will backfire on me. Can we be a Lurrus deck? Not really. Could take Porcelain Legionnaire. I might just take K-Command. I just did pick up a Blue-Red Talisman, and I have a Steam Vents and a Blood Tithe, which I wouldn't mind getting in. And K-Command, I think, is the best card in the pack. Yeah, nothing wheeled out of this pack, unsurprisingly. I think I just take Inspiring Vantage, because maybe I'll splash the red. Oh, Scrubland wheeled. Really nice. Take that over Red Blast. And, oh, Liliana of the Veil wheeled. Okay, so did Burst Lightning. I'm surprised. I will definitely play Liliana of the Veil, so. Okay, I mean, going into this pack, I have plenty of playables. And I actually have decent fixing. The one thing that I am missing is the way to make Misty good. Misty right now doesn't do much for me. It gets blue and green, and that's it. It doesn't get red, black, or white. But I think I can solve that. And I think that Grave Titan was just too important. Also, now that I've picked up Liliana of the Veil and maybe I'm playing Blood Tithe, I have a couple discard outlets for my reanimate spells in case I want to discard like a Grave Titan early. Oh, Duretti also wheeled. There's also Body Double. Revel Arc Body Double. So Revel Arc Body Double, if with a sack outlet, goes infinite. Body Double also might just be good in this deck. I'm kind of interested in just playing it. Not a Gearhulk deck. And I mean, Duretti is great. I certainly wouldn't fault you for taking Duretti there, but I think that this could be good. Okay, now I just need one more Mox. Oh, Celestial Colonnade wheeled. All right, I feel pretty good about that. Metalworker didn't wheel. Emery did, but Metalworker didn't, and then someone didn't want Sword of Light and Shadow. Well, now, I mean, even if you discount the Misty, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dual Lands plus a Talisman. Not terrible. Oh, Enlightened Tutor can get Recurring Nightmare or Necromancy. I can't get any of my creatures. Oh, I can get Sculler. I don't know. Maybe I'll play it. All right. Next pack, we've got We've got Caracas is what we have. I again really like Underground Sea, and I would put Archon of Cruelty in this deck because I have a couple of discard outlets now. Caracas is so busted though. First of all, I have Venser, and Venser Caracas is a really nice combination, but also just using Caracas to disrupt their stuff, it's really strong at such a low cost. Passing up on Inquisition, Archon, Snuff Out, Night. I mean, there's 4 black cards I want, and a blue-black duel, and a Loran. So that's 4, 5, 6. So I just need... Someone's going to take Underground, that's 7. I just need someone to take Craterhoof, Balance, Una's Prowler. Probably not going to take Prowler, but Craterhoof, Balance, Dragon's Rage. Yeah, I think I will get something pretty good back here. Okay, this pack also has a lot of stuff I want. Nothing like super busted. There's Vendilion Click, which is really nice with Caracas. I don't think I'm supposed to take Bribery. I already have Fractured and a good high end. There's Talisman. There's a red-white land, which doesn't fetch for anything either. There's also Vindicate, which is good, and Lingering Souls. Those are both good, but I think Vendilion Click, when combined with Caracas, is really nice, and it's also good with like Recurring Nightmare type stuff. This pack has the Metamorph and the Parallax Wave. You know, it would have been Metamorph some time ago, but I've been pretty impressed with Parallax Wave. I kind of feel like whenever you cast that card, you win. So I think I'm going to take Parallax Wave over Metamorph. There's also Glasspool Mimic, which is kind of like a Metamorph. I need to take some more lands, though, is what I need to do. Also, at this point, I'm probably not looking to play this red. I don't really need to introduce that. And I have 3 black-white lands and a blue-white land. But I am playing double color in all 3 colors, so yeah, I need to take some more manas. I think Rafine's Tower is basically unpassable at this point. And we're certainly not going to get any more power, but I mean, obviously opening a Mox is already pretty nice. Yeah, the Lark really has kind of defined this deck. And I think, yeah, I mean, him, Liliana, Chupacabra, Brief. Yeah, we're not getting away from double black. I guess what we are doing is kind of splashing white. Well, we have Parallax Wave, so splashing. What does that mean? As much as I like Grist, and I do have a Misty, I'm probably just supposed to take Fatal Push. Just take a cheap card here. For once in your life, take a cheap card. Not the most exciting, but you do have to interact. Also, having black cards in my deck for Grief isn't too bad. Here, there's Elspeth Conquers Death, which is a decent card, but I don't think I'm that into it. There's also Giver of Runes, which is actually fine. Can protect your Ophiomancer, your Shredder, your Sculler, that sort of thing. It's also Hall of Storm Giants, but I'm not feeling like I need that so much. There's also Sensei's Divining Top, but I don't have enough shuffles to really make that good. Awkward. The best cards are like Natural Order, Seasoned Pyromancer, just cards I can't really use. I think I just take Giver here. This is the pack where I would have liked to take a land, but didn't get there. Okay, so now I can take Ketria Trio. No, that does nothing for me. Zeator's Proving Ground. That does make Misty into a black source. And there's also Charticourse, Collective Brutality, Kalitas. Passing on this, but whatever. I mean, God the Shrine is good. I have a bunch of black-white lands. Maybe I take the Proving Ground because that turns Misty into a red, black, blue land, and then maybe I can play the black cards too. I guess that's fine. The last couple picks have been a little underwhelming, unfortunately, but so it goes. Vampiric Tutor is kind of nice to set up some of this stuff. There's also Probe and Dam. Those are both fine. Late Ren and 6, late Brain Freeze. I don't really care about Takenuma. I'll take Vamp. I think this deck's not the best Vamp deck, but I think it could be okay. Okay, so, I mean, I have enough playables. I'm not really worried about that. I think now that I've picked up the Proving Ground, it might be fine to play these black-red cards because it gets me another cheap play, and K-Command's pretty nice. I also just have a bunch of red lands. Oh, Hallowed Fountain. Yeah, I love Phantasmal Image. I really do. It's going to be hard to pass up Hallowed Fountain to go with this Misty. And just my mana is already struggling a bit. Okay, Snuff Out Wield, so did Night's Whisper, so did Loran, so did Craterhoof, oddly enough. What do I want of these? I might just take Loran, actually. I normally would take Snuff Out, but I have Fatal Push, I have Chupacabra, I have Liliana. Loran is also a legend to go with Karakas, which is pretty dope. Oh, wow, Lingering Souls and Vindicate both wield. I do like both of these cards quite a bit. I should probably just take Vindicate as my guess. I don't know, just having that flexibility is good, and then this K command can probably leave. Oh, and then I'll probably Glasspool Mimic over Gix here. I think Glasspool Mimic is solid. You can just copy one of your own creatures. Late Bloodchief's Thirst. I don't care about Skyclave Shade. Don't care about passing Imperial Recruiter either. I'll take Elish Norn in case I need to reanimate that. All right, now I'm actually kind of back off the red because I feel like picking up the Vindicate kind of means that I can replace K command with Vindicate. Seems fine. Oh, Collective Brutality. All right, I'll pass a last pick Bolas' Citadel. Don't think I'm going to play Hogak. That one I think probably needs to leave the cube. All right, I think this actually went pretty well. This pack 3 was weaker than I'd hoped. I don't think pack 3 didn't make the deck as much better as I wanted, but I liked how the first couple packs went. Let's see how this turns out. Alrighty, it is time for round 1. We ended up cutting down, cut Collective Brutality, Giver of Runes, Enlightened Tutor, Bloodchief's Thirst. Ended up with a pretty solid Esper Blink deck. Pretty good mana. It's got a Mox. It's got some good mid-range stuff going. Going to be a little soft to fast combo, but both Sandy Dog and Slacks on my team are blue-red combo, so that makes it a little less likely. This is Slacks after turn-1ing Seething Song through the Breach Griselbrand, so you love to see that. But we're playing against Michael Bondi. This is round 1, and yeah, I will keep this hand. It's a little bit slow, but I think it's better than mulliganing. I get to go turn 1, Colonnade. If I draw a Mox on turn 2, I have a V-click. I did not. I guess I'll play the Misty to get Ziatora's. Oh, no, I actually can't get... With this hand, I have to get Island with Misty. But, all right, hopefully this isn't too good. Talisman, sure. I'm going to draw step click here. I'll get Hallowed Fountain. Yes, Doug. We'll shake it off, shake it off. All right. Drawn all lands so far. Good start. But Click into Grief is a pretty nice little curve. I've seen worse. Reprieve. All right. And that is fine with me. Or not. We'll see what Sir Lampalot has for us in just a second here. Yeah, if I can draw like a Mole Drifter or, I don't know, just some piece of action. What would we want to draw? Liliana the Veil would be fine. Venser, Larkim, Tide Hollow Sculler. Yeah, there's like a lot of good stuff. It kind of feels like I'm getting reprieved, but maybe not. I don't know. Oh, you're tapping those 2 lands. So maybe he has green spells in deck. It could be like a Bant mid-range deck. I don't mind my matchup against Bant mid-range. All right, so there's the reprieve. I'm going to follow it up with just a Grief, though. Why take a card and give him back a card when you can just take a card? At least I have perfect mana because I've drawn all lands so far. I need to stop drawing lands. This is getting out of control. An Ephemerate could also be good if this thing resolves. Would not mind ephemerating a Grief. I guess I get to cycle Silent Clearing, so there's that. But Brainstorm. Whoa, this is like the Jace Brainstorm. All right, so I'm not going to get to take either of Bondi's best cards here, but I do get to still resolve a Grief, which is okay. Grief into click into activate colonnade is like kind of my game plan here. I'm probably not even going to sack silent clearing yet because at that point I'd rather just animate celestial colonnade and attack for 4 in the air. Okay, well, I'm going to hit something. Impulse Everflowing Chalice. I guess I take the impulse. All right. Got to put back 2 spells, but that's still a lot of lands. So this is probably the deck that took Metalworker and Mishra's Workshop. So it's like blue-white artifacts. All right, what do we got? A Bribery? No, Teferi. Okay. What are you going to do with that Teferi, I guess, is my question. You're going to tuck the Grief. Ooh, I like Ephemerate. I guess I'll draw step the click again here. Because remember, he put 2 spells back, so. And I'm not going to use the Ephemerate yet, but I will do this. We hit, oh yeah, we're taking Monastery Mentor out. Leaving you with Everflowing Chalice and a bunch of lands. Okay. Did get to draw a card off Teferi. So it's 3rd from the top. So my next card is not Grief, unfortunately. But next turn I can attack with Colonnade. Yeah, I mean, this all could be worse. Unfortunately, the recast of Grief might not yield too much because at this point, I think he's going to be able to dump his whole hand. So it's two unknowns. The card that I gave them off Vendilion Click and the card off Teferi. So 6 cards, 3 of which are lands and 1's a Chalice. So it's a lot of like air, but also a lot of mana. So I'm a little scared of what that could mean. Okay, we played the Plains. And presumably they're playing a Chalice. Okay. So we're not making a bigger Chalice. Interesting. And tap a land. What do we have? Loran of the Third Path. Interesting. Let's chill on the Loran. I'm just gonna animate the Colonnade. I don't really care about killing one of those things. I'm gonna give up a little damage here. I'm just gonna attack Teferi with both. I feel like, yes, I gave up 4 damage, but getting Teferi off the board is really important. And he didn't play Chalice for more, so that kind of indicated to me that he had potentially something. Okay. I'm drawing Grief next turn, which is, again, not the most exciting. I do have Loran Ephemerate. The other thing I wanted to save Loran for is I am playing against an artifact deck. Could easily have just like random big artifacts. So having Loran at the ready seems pretty good. Though Loran Ephemerate does also let me blow up a lot of artifacts. Unexpectedly Absence. That's going to the top of the deck. Sure. And there goes the Ancient Tomb. Just be an artifact. Is that too much to ask for? Dig through time. I see. I mean, sure. I guess I probably will play the Loran now. I mean, the V-Click's got something to hit, right? I'll probably still draw step the V-Click. There's just not that many counterspells you're going to end up having, so yes, it lets Lampalot Bondi here untap the 2 islands and have a counterspell up. I just don't think that's super likely. Hopefully the dig doesn't yield anything too threatening. My next 2 cards are Vendilion Click, Grief. I could also, if I wanted to, I could play Clearing, Crack Clearing, play Grief, Ephemerate Grief. That doesn't sound too bad. Didn't play anything? Yeah, maybe that's actually better. Let's silent clearing. Let's just cast the Grief to start with and see what we've got here. Prismatic Ending and Sower of Temptation. Oh, I don't really care about Prismatic Ending. It's only 3 colors right now. So let's just take the Sower of Temptation and just pass. I think I might draw step Grief here, because then I get to, even if I miss, I take Prismatic Ending, and if I hit, I get to take the other card and then take the Prismatic Ending. Yeah, we like that. Yes, we do. All right, well, playing against a bunch of artifacts, that kind of makes me want K Command, because I don't think it would be crazy to put in those 2 lands, maybe a Talisman. Because Fatal Push kind of kills Sower, but isn't the best at it. I would take out a blue and I guess take out my only planes, but I think that I don't need a basic planes for any specific reason. Still need to cut another card. Ophiomancer might also be a little weak here. I still have answers to things, to random permanents. Liliana's still good. Chupacabra, yeah, I've got plenty of removal. Do I want Collective Brutality? Did have Dig Through Time, but also has Planeswalkers. And do I want Blood Tithe Harvester? No, not so much. All right. That seems like a reasonable plan here. The draw step Grief. I had a lot of discard that game. Vendilion Click, Grief. Vendilion Click got reprieved. Recast Vendilion Click. Grief got hit and then got Teferied. I recast Grief. I ephemeраted Grief. So I ended up with like 3 Grief triggers. Was about to be a 4th and a Vendilion Click trigger, which is a lot. Okay, I'm going to be on the draw here, game 2. Let's see what we got. All right. I mean, this hand is fine. It is, again, a little land heavy, but I've got Vamp to set something up. Oh. Interesting. I mean, I can turn to Ephemerate Grief here if I want. That is one option. The other option would be to Vamp. Because what I could do is I could Vamp for Ephemerate, exile Recurring Nightmare, which that's a bit of a cost. Oh, main phase Brainstorm. And then exile Recurring Nightmare and then use the Ephemerate on Grief. Main phase Recurring Nightmare. Let me look again. That scares me a little bit. Or sorry, main phase Brainstorm. Oh, I see. 5 cards. Yeah, I think I still just do go for this. I mean, okay, so let's go ahead and make him discard first. Discards Consecrated Sphinx. I see. And then I guess I will Ephemerate it, even though it's not nearly as powerful now. All right, so I didn't get a second card, but hopefully the card that he draws for turn he can't cast. Then the Ephemerate will come back and get the Grief. And the One Ring. Yikes, that's going to be hard. Turn 3, the One Ring is going to be hard for me to beat. That Brainstorm has been very annoying. All right, it's got a bunch of lands in hand. I guess I just don't play. No, I guess I might as well play the Ephemerate because it's not like I can attack anyway. Thanks to the One Ring. Okay. Draw, play, Colonnade, pass. All right. This isn't going to be easy. But what could I have done differently? I could have vamped for something else, but either way, he just gets to slam the One Ring there, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I guess game 3, I just hope that the Brainstorm doesn't hit. How's this Teferi? Yeah. Into tucking the Grief. Yeah, let's pass. And can't vindicate the One Ring, unfortunately. I'm gonna lose life. I'm gonna play. Oh, I can't play Vindicate Click. I played the wrong land. I changed my mind halfway through. I was gonna play Vindicate, but definitely should have played the click there. That was just a straight up misclick, as it were. Also, I don't think I could possibly win this game, given that he's drawing 17 cards a turn here. Draw with Teferi, draw with one. He's 9 cards in it? Yeah, actually, who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? This is not really doable. I can't do anything about the One Ring. I don't even have... I mean, I have a Venser that can bounce it on the stack. Nothing else kills it. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Still don't want Fatal Push, Collective Brutality. No. I like where I'm at. Let's go ahead and turn 1 Grief Ephemerate, shall we? That was a turn 2 Grief Ephemerate. That was too slow. Turn 1 Grief Ephemerate is where we're at. I want my opening hand to have Ephemerate, Grief, Vampiric Tutor so I can pitch the black card I like least. You know, a Scrubland, a Celestial Colonnade. While we're asking, right? Like, maybe a Swamp, a Hymn to Turok, and a Liliana the Veil. There we go. Is that really too much to ask for? Just be honest. Yeah, it is. But we'll see how this goes. Do I want Blood Tithe Harvester? Not really. I mean, it's not like Ravenous Chupacabra is amazing here, but he does have Consecrated Sphinx, does kill Sower of Temptation. Those are both kind of legit. Blood Tithe is not going to be very good at killing Sower, unfortunately. Oh, Fracture Identity. Never mind. I do have an answer to the One Ring, and Fracture Identity is such a good answer. Okay. All right, I have a new plan, which is to turn 4 a Fracture Identity on the One Ring. That sounds like a very reasonable thing to do. I could also get Venser Caracas going. So, yeah, we got some outs. So I did end up running 16 lands plus Mox and Glasspool Mimic, which I think is reasonable. All right. Well, that's the turn 1 Grief Ephemerate I was asking for, isn't it? No blue sources, but I can't say that I'm too sad about this. All right. Grief. There's the One Ring. So we're going to get to take 2 cards now and 1 card next turn. I think I want to take... I'm definitely going to take the One Ring at some point. I guess I could take Brainstorm and Sensei's Top now, and then take the One Ring next turn. Or I could take Brainstorm and Everflowing Chalice. And leave him with Sensei's Divining Top. I think I do that. So I think I'm actually going to take the One Ring here. Well, if he draws a Mox, though. But what if he draws Reprieve? No, Reprieve on that doesn't help. I'm trying to think how I get screwed. Mox would be annoying no matter what. I think I take Everflowing Chalice here. And then on upkeep, I can take the One Ring again. So, doesn't have Chalice. All right, well played, I guess. I guess that's why I took the Chalice there, but all right. Still looking pretty good. The Mox was obviously a pretty good draw. Take the One Ring. Well, Mox is good for the goose, is good for the gander. Also a good draw on my side here. So it's 2 cards in hand, which is Repeal and Plains. The thing is, I did leave him now with Repeal, target my own Sensei's Divining Top, but without the Mox, that's a really clunky thing to get going. Obviously, the Mox draw was pretty brutal. If I can draw, I mean, but I drew my own Mox, so if I can draw an island and have Venser up, I think I'll be pretty happy with that too. Tundra, sure. V-click in it. I'm not going to sack my land. I don't think that's a good play. So I was going to get to tap top to draw a card. In response, repeal the top. Yeah. To draw a card. All right. Land, please. Island would be pretty nice here, because if I draw an island, I can leave up Venser and then play end of turn Vendilion Click. Guess I still don't sack my land. I mean, for not being a blue mana, that is actually the best land I could draw, because now if I do draw a blue mana, I have Venser, V-Click, and Caracas. I'm getting a little nervous though, because he's about to hit 5 mana, so okay, spinning top, that's okay. Without a shuffle effect, the top doesn't really do much, so that's kind of why I left the top, and without the Mox, the top would be really slow. All right, is this Ancient Tomb or something? Tinker? Oh, Saheeli, interesting. Okay. Saheeli, go. All right, I really need to draw a land here. Oh, Soul Ring too. Jeez, okay. All right, land. Land. Oh, okay, Misty Rainforest is nice. Mox. I'm not going to fracture identity or anything here. I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to pass. He's drawing Sensei's Divining Top. I guess I actually do draw step, just take out the Sensei's Divining Top. Do I want Hallowed Fountains or Steam Vents? No, I think I'm just going to get Island. Okay, didn't hit Reprieve. That's nice. Hand is Felidar Guardian. Haha, wrong Saheeli. I'll take the Sensei's Top. Because Sensei's Top with Saheeli makes a lot of stuff. Plus, you can make tokens into a top and then tap it to draw a card. Sack it, effectively sacking it to draw a card. Okay, drawing that land, I think gets us to a pretty safe spot, because also he knew what his top 3 cards were. Tap top to draw, presumably Saheeli or Soul Ring. And main phase spun top, so he was just light on action. And now has Felidar Guardian plus a card he could have had access to last turn. So I really don't feel too bad about this position. Okay, Felidar Guardian, blink your Saheeli to put it up to 5 loyalty, I guess. Sure. Pass. No reason to use Caracas here. Lark doesn't do much. I could Fractured Identity something. No, let's just attack Saheeli, because Grief can get blocked now. No real reason to do that. And just pass the turn with a Caracas, Venser, Vendilion Click up. Okay. Let's play Venser, leaving up Caracas, I think. Just Venser the token. And just bounce the Venser. I'm not going to attack with Venser this turn into the Felidar, so it doesn't really matter. Attack Saheeli, attack Lampalot. Just kill Saheeli, and now we even have an identity in the bank here, but Venser plus Caracas plus V-Click, we have kind of everything locked up. It's going to be hard for him to come back here. And he did not. All right, that's a round 1. Oof. Grief Ephemerate, finally got to do it, and did it a bunch. It was great. On to the next match. Alrighty, time for round 2. Playing against Fulero here. What do we got? This is a reasonable hand. Let me see. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out what Full Arrow is playing, just so I know. It looks like a black, green, blue mid-range. Okay. All right, well, this hand's probably fine against that, is my guess. Okay. Just letting the team know. All right, what I faced off against. I'm sure Fullaro's getting the same download. So here, I guess I just lead with Colonnade. There's nothing I'm really going to vamp for turn 2. And then kind of react to what my opponent does here. Oh. Sure, or I just lose my vamp. That's also fine. Given that I'm getting duressed on turn 1, I would certainly not want to mulligan my hand. No real reason to go to 6 and then get duressed. What do I want to draw here? I don't know. Something like a Ledger Shredder wouldn't be bad. Parallax Wave goes down. Oh, Grief down, huh? We're close. If we can just find an Ephemerate or a black card, then I can get the Grief thing going. Yikes. Okay. Sure. Island is really bad. All right, well, let's just pass then, I guess. I could vamp for a Mox Sapphire. It seems pretty bad. Oh, I think now, honestly, I just vamp for Lauren of the Third Path here. Draw. And just play Lauren to blow up that Mox Emerald here. My teammates have all the counter spells, so all right. Remand is fine. Okay, so I've got the 4th land. Next turn I can Grief or Venser or Lauren. Pretty good amount of value stuff. At some point I'll want to kill the Scavenging Ooze because I'm going to want to set up Recurring Nightmare or Revelark eventually. But I have like Chupacabra, Fatal Push. I have a couple things that can do that. Sika's Chariot. That's annoying. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess now I still Lauren here. But now I have to kill the stupid Chariot. Do I block a cat token? Not in love with the idea. I kind of want to Grief next turn to see what's going on. That Remand was good. Remand usually is. It would also be nice to, I mean, Ephemerate would still be a good draw. I'm really glad I took that card. Getting to go like Grief Ephemerate or Venser Ephemerate, or I mean, any of my creatures getting Ephemerated would have worked pretty nicely. So next turn, let's see. I mean, presumably he's got a decent play this turn. Let's see if he attacks with the 2 cats. I'm already at 14. And I guess we might not get an answer. Oh, I see. I'm going to +1 on my Lauren. Okay. Yeah, I take 6. Yeah, we were a touch too slow here. Turn 3, turn 4 against Remand into 4-drop into good 4-drop. It's going to get it. So we can bounce the Scavenging Ooze to get an extra activation out of Kaito. It's not unreasonable. I wonder if, I mean, if I draw Mox, I could also like animate Colonnade and kill Kaito, which isn't terrible. I think Ephemerate's still probably my best draw, honestly. I mean, Parallax Wave would have been good. There's a reason I got duressed. Yeah, all right, so Scavenging Ooze gets bounced and you make a drone. Sure. All right, I just need to draw something cheap, basically. That wasn't something cheap. But this leaves the battlefield? Christ. That's tough. Honestly, I think I'm just going to have us both draw a card. There's the ephemerate. Okay. Okay. I guess I'm going to leave up Venser Ephemerate. That's going to be my plan. Gonna pre-combat Kaito. Maybe. I could also bounce Kaito, which doesn't sound like that productive, but it is possible. So if I go... I think I have to use Venser Ephemerate as much as I would like to draw extra cards with Mold Drifter, because I need to get these tokens off the board, because this already puts me at effective 6. So it's obviously quite dangerous to take too much more damage here. All right, let's see. Not going to use a +1. Could draw a card first. I'm also not playing around removal or anything like that. I just can't. Like, that's not an option. Nor is it an option to grief. I have to kind of assume Full Arrow's cards in hand are not that good. So we'll see. We'll see. My team is crushing, though. I like that. I think we started out 4-0. We all won round 1, so it's a good place to be. All right. What you got? What you got? So you attack with the 3. So if you start out by attacking with the 3, I'm going to go... Before blocks, play Venser, bounce a cat token, block the drone token. No real reason to kill this one now. Oh, Garrick Wildspeaker. No, that I'm gonna stop here. And then now I'm hoping gonna plus Kaito on Venser. Sure. Ephemerate Venser. Okay, this is kind of getting somewhere. Bounce a cat token. And I think I just block the cat. And then these trade, I go to 6. You could bounce the drone to do something, but that doesn't seem particularly relevant. Maybe you could do that. Next turn, I'm going to get to ephemerate the Loran and blow up either the Mox or the drone token, depending on what happens. Okay, so I kind of... Okay, so it's going to drain me down to 4 and then make another drone, maybe? Sure. Oh, and has Phantasmal Image for another drone? Oh, no. Okay. I guess we both need to draw now. Blink that. Kill a drone. Go to 2. I don't even know what I can do to not die to that drone. It leaves the battlefield. Yeah, I'm just dead to the drone. Not good. Do I want K command? Not really, no. Collective Brutality, no. Blood Chief's Thirst can kill a Planeswalker and it can kill Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, maybe that's fine. What do I want to take out, though? I don't really want to take anything out. No, I actually like the way I've constructed things. That was a close game. I just felt like a step behind the whole game. I needed to have like one thing less at any point there. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. This hand has turn 2 Vendilion Click, and I got to play the Mox turn 1 so I don't get duressed. Turn 1 duress is fine with me here. No, I'm not getting turn 1 duressed. Mbop. Let's go land. I might end up vindicating at some point here, but I should get the Vendilion Click out first because that'll give me a lot more information. Okay, 7 cards in hand. What do we got? Hand is Snuff Out, Bitter Blossom, Graveyard Trespasser. A black fetch. Oh wow, there's a lot of good cards here. Don't care too much about the snuff out. Honestly, I think the Graveyard Trespasser might be the most annoying. Yeah. All right. Because that one is something I'm going to have to deal with regardless. All right, so we're going to play the Bitter Blossom, and then we're probably going to crack the Tarn for a black land to play the Snuff out, I guess is my assumption here. Yep. Yep. All right. Draw. I think I'm just going to vamp on upkeep for Loran again. It's funny that I vamped for that twice. You're going to snuff out now? Okay, I mean, it's a little risky to let me draw. Like, what if I vamped for a Caracas or an Ephemerate or something? Like, if you're going to snuff out the V-Click, just do it now, probably. But we'll see. Yep, snuff out V-Click. So now, I think I just Loran, kill the Bitter Blossom. And then if Folero goes land Garruk, make a beast, I can Vindicate the beast and attack the Garruk. So I like that too. Okay, Garruk's fine. All right, it's all kind of lining up. Wouldn't mind actually drawing a land here either. Vindicate the beast token. And attack a Garruk for 2. Now you're down to 3 cards in hand, one of which is Breeding Pool. I am going to use Loran. The reason I don't want to do it now is I don't have that many 2-mana cards to play. Don't want to give Folero another card to play with their mana up. Oh, I see. And I guess I just want to get Proving Ground, because if I draw that, it's really bad. Actually, I don't need to do this now. And then on end of turn, I'm going to do it because I want to draw a land to play this Grave Titan. Okay, so they have Breeding Pool, 2 unknowns in hand. This is going to be a close game. I mean, Necromancy and Recurring Nightmare would both be fantastic. Please don't kill my Grave Titan. Fracture Identity would also be pretty nice. I'm probably going to use Loran. I feel like I have some pretty good haymakers to hit here. Unfortunately, well, if Gargaroth attacks, I guess I can triple block. What are you going to do? Draw a card, probably? I'll make a beast. I think I'm just going to triple block so I can attack with my Grave Titan afterwards. You get to kill all 3. 4 cards in hand. Let's both draw. Ooh, Revelark. I don't mind that. Got some good. I've got Loran heading to the graveyard. Oh wow, and they have something. Maybe that was greedy. Oh, it was Infernal Grasp on the Grave Titan. Sure. So kind of worked out the same. All right. Into Asika's Chariot. Okay. Well, we got ourselves a game, huh? I like Necromancy. Do I want to sack Silent Clearing is kind of the question. I kind of feel like I do. There's a couple cards I could maybe play. That was one of them, actually, so glad I did that. All right. Sculler you. Your hand is Bloodstained Mire, Breeding Pool. Okay. Necromancy. Get back Grave Titan. All right. So it's Grave Titan versus the World here. 2 lands in hand. So no plays. So what happens if I attack with this Grave Titan is the question. If I attack with the Grave Titan, it gets blocked with a Beast and like a Chariot, and I end up with 4 1/1s. Or it gets blocked with Beast and 2 Cats. No, that doesn't really work well. It gets blocked by a Chariot and a Cat, leaving a Beast. That's probably fine. I'm just worried because any enchantment removal kills the Grave Titan, any creature removal kills it. Feels like trading it off here is pretty good, especially since I think I'm ahead because I have this Lark that's about to come down, and I have the Celestial Colonnade, which is coming down soon too. All right. Okay. I'm just going to cast the Lark. I don't think I need to evoke it because all it gets back is a Loran right now. And then next turn I can attack with all my flyers. In fact, I might be able to attack with everything. We'll see what I draw. Liliana of the Veil. I don't really even need to use that right now, I don't think. I'm at 14. All right. Attack with everything. Like, yes, the Beast gets to eat a 2/2, but everything else works out well for me. Not even really the 2/2 you want to eat, given there's a Revelork in play, but I mean, whatever. It's kind of imagined. Kind of doesn't matter, because I doubt Fulero has a whole lot they can use to come back from this position. And we are on to game 3, maybe? Oh, bribery me. All right, you can see the deck. That's fine. What are you going to bribe? Body double. No, body double doesn't work because you could body double Grave Titan, but then the Revelork kills you. You could get Muldrifter, I guess. No, Ravenous Chupacabra doesn't really work. I guess maybe Muldrifter into Phantasmal Image. Yeah, I mean, that is out. It's going to be hard given that I have Liliana and I have Celestial Colonnade, but yeah, you got to keep trying, right? In comes the bribery. Went to Chiba Hut for lunch, which is a Denver sandwich chain that has a very specific theming. They make good sandwiches, though. I will give them that. All right, so it is Muldrifter, and see if that's enough. You even have Bloodstained Mire in play. You'd have to crack that to play something which would make the zombies still lethal. Okay. Bribery's annoying. So it goes. I should probably put this Blood Chief's Thirst in. There's like a lot of stuff to kill. Take out a land on the draw? Intriguing. Intriguing proposition. I am running 18 lands effectively. Could go to 17. How many blue sources? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, only 7 blue sources. No, I can't really cut a blue source. All right. Cutting a black source. Look, how could that go wrong? That's what I want to know. Oh, do I want K-Command, actually? Against Asika's Chariot and Mox? Let's see if I take out a Plains, take out an Island, put in Steam Vents, put in K-Command, maybe Blood Tithe Harvester, no. What do I cut, though? That's the kind of the problem. I could cut Liliana of the Veil, actually. I kind of feel like Liliana looks bad against a lot of what's going on there. So, okay, I do like that swap, actually. And I have plenty of red sources for that. Do I want Blood Tithe Harvester is the other question. I don't think that's quite as necessary. All right. Well, we haven't grief ephemerated yet, so it feels like we're about due for that. And let's go. Let's go. Any Mox Sapphires? Mox is still probably the card I want most in my opening hand, though I don't mind opening on Grief either, because the Vamp making Grief Ephemerate a combo is pretty nice. Well, I'm glad I took a Swamp for a Blood Chief's Thirst, given this hand. Yeah, this hand's solid. It's not like the fastest, but 2 1-mana acceleration or interactions plus a Loran is kind of good. Oh, there's the Mox too. Let's play my Black Source here. I guess I don't care too much about the Mox getting duressed. Now I just don't want to get blown up. All right. I would like to not draw another land though. Okay. That wasn't a land, I suppose. Let's just pass. Oh, I should probably keep the fetch around for Fatal Push. Okay, I don't mind seeing a Mox because I can lure in it. Hopefully, I don't know how likely this is, but hopefully what Falero plays this turn is not like a Planeswalker. Bribery would actually not be that bad for me because I have Parallax Wave in hand. So we'll see. We'll see. Garruk Wild Speaker, okay. Okay, you can make a beast if you want. Untap 2 lands. Pass the turn. Interesting. All right, let's crack this. All right, action. That does count. Negate my Mox. Okay. Sure. I guess I'm going to play Loran, leave up Caracas, and kill your Mox. Negate my Mox, huh? I guess I have a lot of creatures in my deck, sure. That you could be scared I was playing a 5-drop creature or something. Nissa. Okay. I don't love that. I'm feeling a little behind here. I now wish I had left up a Black Source for Fatal Push here. But, well, we'll see how this plays out. I've got a lot of options. This is going to be an interesting game one way or another. All right. Animate that, sure. I'll take it. Make a beast with Garruk. No, you're untapping lands. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Is this like another big play? Oh, Thragtusk. Okay. Oh, Venser's pretty nice. Venser is also nice. Let's just kill the Nissa to start with. I just have to do that. Now I certainly leave up Caracas. I have to watch out for Garruk's ultimate here because you can give them both +3. That's 8, 14. That's not enough to kill me. And if the Thragtusk attack, or I mean, they're both going to attack at some point here. I need Falero not to have another play this turn. There are plays I can beat, but it would be a lot easier for me if they didn't have a play. Because I'm probably, yeah, had I left up black, I would have been able to kill the island last turn with Fatal Push. And yeah, I should have just done it. Because there's a Garruk in play too. And I would have taken 3 less damage. Kaito the Dancing Shadow. Okay. Oh, we're just going to do 14 and then put a drone into play. Annoying way to lose. Okay. I mean, I'm not just dead, but We are not looking good. Okay. I'm at 2, huh? How do I do this? No, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not dead. I just have to pass with Venser up here. And yeah, I needed Fuller not to have another play this turn. Just the all Planeswalker play really did not work well for me. Okay. So I get to go to 1 here. Silent Clearing was not the best land to draw, I will say that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Venser, bounce the Beast token, Fatal Push the island, block the Drone token, and then bounce my Venser with Caracas so the drone doesn't leave the battlefield. And obviously if they've got anything, then I lose, but Venser, bounce the Beast, block the drone, bounce the Venser, Fatal Push that, go to 1. I'm not sure what I am hoping to draw here is that will get me out of this, but hopefully Falero's hand has Thragtusk and 2 other cards that cost 6 mana, all Eldrazi, and they can't cast anything. No, they could even untap with Garruk. Do I have any life gain? Any? I guess I don't have any life gain, do I? I need Falero to play Thragtusk so I can Fracture Identity it. I played 2 more creatures. Okay. So I have Parallax Wave, but again, if it leaves the battlefield, 3, and I can't even kill if Kaito had 1 less loyalty. No, this can't even attack actually. And he had 2 more plays to make. Oh man, so much going wrong. Like there was a world where I could block the drone every turn with Venser and like kind of do something that way, but it does not appear to be this one. I can play Parallax Wave, that doesn't do anything. I can draw with Loran. I need to find Fracture Identity for Kaito. If I do that, kill Kaito, I get a Kaito. Oh man, that is still not enough, is it? Is it? Let's just both draw. Class 4 make. Alright. Yeah. A game of inches. Had I left up the black for Fatal Push, I might have been in a good enough spot to win that, but I left up Caracas, and that ended up just really not being the right play. So, kind of got punished for that one mistake, though obviously, who knows what would have happened, and, you know, so it goes. All right, on to round 3. All right, we swept round 1 and got, like, reverse swept round 2, so this is a close draft. I'm playing against Alpha Frog. I would like to play first, and I like this hand. This hand is quite good. Needs to draw a land in the next couple draw steps, but Sculler, Push, Muldrift, I mean, this is all just a very, very good, efficient hand. Yeah, hopefully we don't lose the draft based on me not leaving up black mana for Fatal Push. Okay, let's go Tide Hollow Sculler, Demonic Tour, Devoted Druid, Primeval Titan, Vampire Hexmage, so we're a Depths deck. I guess I'll take DT because I can Fatal Push the Devoted Druid here. All right, this looks like a pretty good start for me. I don't mind it at all. A blue source would be convenient. Definitely just going to kill that now. If that Sundering Titan comes out, things would be bad for me, but I don't think that that's going to happen here. Play this, pass, and then now Kind of ready for whatever. If Frog drew a swamp, he could play the Hex Mage. He's got 6 cards in hand. I know 4 of them. If he didn't draw a swamp, I kind of want him to play a creature this turn so I can Chupacabra it. But if he doesn't, then I'll probably just Vendilion Click and take that Sundering Titan, or not Sundering Titan, Primeval Titan. One of the Titans is going. No plays, huh? All right. Oh, Ephemerate. That's actually a pretty nice one. Let's send in with the Sculler here and hope that he doesn't have Endurance as one of the last cards, because that would be a bummer. But I can't really pass up the damage here. This is going to be a close game. All right. V-click, leaving up Ephemerate. Dismissing those because I'm about to see the hand again. Oh, do we have a kill spell of some kind? Huh. I wonder what's going on. Okay, let's V-click. Hand is Shieldred the Apocalypse, Smuggler's Copter, Sundering Titan, and a land. Primeval Titan. How much do I care about... You know what? I'm actually not going to take anything. Because, look, there's just no good play this turn. Can't even play Shieldred. You can go Forest Copter, and that's totally fine. Then on my turn, I get to smash for 5, and I get to play Muldrifter Ephemerate, setting up a Grave Titan, and also I get to Chupacabra here. So let's kill down control. Okay, just in case. And then Ephemerate the Muldrifter. And play a Concealed Courtyard and pass the turn. And then best case scenario for him is he draws like a swamp. I guess best case scenario, obviously, this is Vintage Cube. You could draw like a Mana Vault or something and play a Primeval Titan. But realistic best case scenario is you draw a swamp to play a Shieldred, and then I can just Chupacabra the Shieldred. I also get another Ephemerate look. So that's going to go pretty nicely. Or maybe you draw a way to kill Tidehollow Sculler so you can cast Demonic Tutor at some point. Or you draw a cheap creature to animate Smuggler's Copter. I mean, whatever. We'll see. I've got a good squad here ready to attack. So, okay, no plays. Rebound. Let's do it on the Muldrifter here. Draw. 11. I'm attacking for 5 here. Let's start with a him. I don't think I even need to play the Grave Titan. Hit Persistent Shieldred. Loran the Smuggler's Copter just in case doesn't have anything. Attack for 5 down to 6. 3 cards in hand, which are Vampire Hexmage, Primeval Titan, Sundering Titan. Yeah, so looks like we got this one in the bag. I mean, this is what this deck was trying to do. Sculler into V-Click, into, or I guess it was Sculler into Fatal Push, into V-Click, into Muldrifter. Like, just very, some nice disruption. Okay. And black-green mid-range lands seems like it's an okay matchup. Obviously, Hexmage Depth is a powerful thing. Let's go Bloodchief's Thirst. K-Command to kill. I mean, killing Sundering Titan's kind of dicey, but it does kill Smuggler's Copter. really want a Fracture Identity at some point. It is a very good card in a lot of these matchups. Liliana of the Veil seems like it might be okay because it can punish your high end also. I kind of want to get this Blood Chief's Thirst in there, and I think I'm just going to take out a land again. All right, I'm on the draw here. Okay, what do we got? All right. Hand that needs black mana is what we got, I suppose. But I have the more black sources than any other color. There is actually like a non-zero chance that I want to discard Grave Titan on turn 1, but that doesn't seem right. Especially since if I draw a black, I can play Ophiomancer here. I might discard Grave Titan if I don't draw a land next turn, though. Orcish Bowmasters, okay. Orcish Bowmasters is good. It gets my Muldrifter pretty nicely. Is he going to attack into Snapcaster Mage? Yes, he is. All right. I take 2 down to 17 here. And if I draw a black source, I just play Ophiomancer. If I don't, I could discard Titan, and then if I draw a black, I can go land Necromancy, back the Titan. That's like a pretty reasonable line. We'll see what Froggerto's up to. Also, if I draw white, I'm pretty close to Fracture Identity with this Mox in hand, so we've got that going as well. Clearly I need to draw something here. I also have a lot of black-white sources, so if I drew one of those, that would be easy street right there. Oh, we even have the Bayou. Liliana the Last Hope, I see. There's the black source. Yeah, I think I just discard Grave Titan anyway, honestly. Then next turn I can tighten it up, and then the turn after that Fracture Identity. Seems fine. Because the problem is if I play Ophiomancer, I don't know, the snake just gets killed by Liliana, just gets to attack me still. It doesn't seem great. Hope Frog doesn't have a good play this turn. Wow, mill 2. And they got the Custodial Lich? How lucky. If you missed on that, you just get nothing. All right. I mean, you don't have half creatures in your deck, so that was lucky. Okay. Land, go. Sure. Silent Clearing. Necromancy. Get that Grave Titan back. I mean, having a Fracture Identity up next turn is actually pretty nice too. If Frog doesn't have a play end of turn, kind of like the position I'm in. Grave Titan's pretty strong, even if it was like kind of so it was a turn 4 Grave Titan. That's not actually bad. I went land go, discard, then next turn Grave Titan. Okay. This is not going to be good for Senor Frog over here. If I draw land, it would also be nice, but this is still going to be quite strong. Let's see. Let's attack Liliana with my 2/2 zombie. Also, I have Caracas for that Dark Depths. Whew. Just getting to free roll is pretty nice. I'm telling my team about Caracas. Ooh, double block. Okay. That's reasonable. Sure. All right, get those out. Caracas. Recurring Nightmare. Get back Grave Titan. Sack a zombie. And pass the turn here. And part of the reason you take Caracas is because, like, I'm just playing against a depth deck, and whenever I draw Caracas, it's like, well, that's game over. Like, you just can't really interact with it or beat it very easily. Like, yes, you can wasteland it or strip mine it. I guess I have like a Vindicate, that sort of thing. But I have a Plains that is randomly winning me the game in various spots. Okay, so now I've got Custodial Lich in hand. Sure, you can reanimate that. This is also why I took Grave Titan so highly. It's just such a good card. Like, I'm reanimating it here, but I've cast it in other games, and it's been good. And then next turn, I've got Fracture Identity up. I've got Recurring Nightmare if I need it. I've got Vindicate. I also have Tide Hollow Sculler, which I wouldn't mind deploying. Like, drawing another black would still be pretty good here. Witherbloom Command. Okay. I'm glad I didn't play the Mox. It would have just gotten blown up. I'm just at a point in the game where any sort of hand disruption is not going to take the Mox. They're going to take Recurring Nightmare or whatever. And you get a Bowmaster's back, sure. And any sort of artifact removal would just kill it. So, like, if you don't need it in play, like, I'll play it when I need it in play, obviously. All right, so Liliana got back on Orcish Bowmaster, so I gotta kind of worry about that. I do have to worry about crop rotation, sacking a forest into Thespian stage. So if Frog does not tap any of his mana, then I really should not tap Caracas. So I will try to avoid doing that. Drawing black or white mana would let me cast Tide Hollow Sculler as well and see what's up. I also have Vindicate, but I kind of want to save that, though. I guess I have Fracture Identity too. I have them both. I have it all. Okay, draw. That is white. It just cost me a lot of life. Oh wait, I just have a straight up Scrubland. Never mind. Oh, I can't get Scrubland. Misty. In any case, let's just go to attack first. How much do I care about that Liliana living? Not that much, honestly. I'm probably going to send Grave Titan directly at face and the 2 zombies at Liliana. So, and if he wants to play Bowmasters, yeah, and save Liliana, that's fine with me. Because that also takes away my fear about crop rotation, so I can tap my Tide Hollow Sculler if I want. All right. I mean, you can ping down a zombie and then block both zombies, and that definitely works. And I would lose one of my zombies, but like, it's kind of a losing proposition to be doing too much of this, obviously. Just fighting Grave Titan with removal spells is a bit of a fool's errand. Okay, so we're going to keep Liliana, sure. Or not keep Liliana, I'm going to keep the Bowmasters instead. I can cast one spell here. Let's do Sculler, because that also is going to give me information about what I should be trying to do. Mere Battlesphere, we're not close to that. Persist, that's why he was aggressively milling. Custody Lich, honestly, I don't care too much about the Custody Lich. No creatures to persist back. Let's still just take the Custody Lich. I think that's fine. Play a land. Pass the turn. And yeah, this game is gonna be over pretty soon. Shieldred the Apocalypse. Okay, it's not actually that big of a deal. Did I mention that Caracas is good? Let's see. I guess I actually do want black. So I'll do that. Do I want a Caracas Shieldred on upkeep? Yeah, that's, I think, probably fine to do. Oh, there's a V-click. Very nice. All right. Let's just send with everything. chump, take 1,000,000 damage. Now I'll play this because it doesn't matter. Let's just pass and then draw step, V-click, just to verify that you're dead. And that's game. All right. So I think that puts us pretty close to winning. We'll check in with the team and we'll find out. Alrighty. I got an update before we head out. The rest of my team did some good winning. Sandy actually drafted Grixis Control and went 2-1. Falcon and I went 2-0, and Slacks went 1-2, both my 2-1. That's a dub. We got to 7 wins, and we're victorious in this 4-on-4 draft. I like this deck. I really am glad I got to Ephemerate Grief a couple times because I've been wanting to do that, and I haven't quite put it together yet. And the whole Blink strategy is really cool, plus my Parallax Wave, just underrated. I never actually cast it this draft, but it was very good in this deck, even if it didn't actually end up coming out to play. That'll do it for this draft. Check back tomorrow. We've got more drafts coming, and as always, I appreciate you hanging out with me and watching me do some pretty fun cube drafts. These decks are always different, always fun, and it's been cool seeing the metagame evolve. So you better keep watching because we've got a lot of the same people plus some new people, a good mix, some 4-on-4s, some 3-on-3s, and it's been a lot of fun. I will see you next time, and thanks for hanging out.